Welcome back, you guys, and welcome to the Indie Beauty Awards. If you know anything about me, you know that I love indie makeup, especially indie eyeshadow. It is where my heart is at, and I'm excited about this video. So a while back, starting last year, I started a series on my channel called Voted Most, where I did rankings based on different categories, such as like voted most inspiring, voted most grungy, and I did several different rankings on those, but I decided I wanted to do an overall beauty awards type of video, but only for indie brands. So I have 17 categories here to get through. We're going to talk about which brands are the best, and then at the end we're going to tally up the brand that has the most points and pick the winners. I am so excited. I hope you guys are excited too. I have tons of palettes behind me and all of my favorite brands. I am excited to get into it, so let's go ahead and get started. If this is your first time here, my name is Heather, and I really do love all things makeup, especially colorful makeup and indie brands. And if you happen to love those things too, I really hope you will stick around, subscribe. I would love to hear from you down below. I will list these questions down below in the description box in case you guys want to do this video yourself, or maybe you want to answer the questions down below in the comments. And vote who your favorite brands are. I would love to hear your responses too. I think this could be so fun, and I'm excited to get into it. You guys know I really do love makeup so much, but eyeshadow is my favorite. And spoiler, I do have the winner on my eyes today because I already know who they are, and I'm excited for you guys to find out as well. But I will list the playlist, the voted most indie awards playlist down below in case you're new here and you missed those videos, because they're pretty awesome if I do say so myself. So let's go ahead and get into the first category. Okay, so number one is brand I voted the most involved. And some of these are really hard to narrow down because I do have favorites and I love so many of them that it's kind of hard to pick between them. But this one I felt like just made sense to go to Nomad. And before I show you some of my favorite products from them, I did want to tell you why I felt like they are the most involved. One is their customer service is top tier. The owners, I'm pretty sure, is a husband and wife. They are incredible people. They also support some really awesome causes as well with each of their launches, which I also really love. And I feel like they have a very good relationship with their customer base, especially if you're following them over on Instagram, because they always do the giveaway game during their launch where they have I think it's 4 or 5 different things where you have to try to guess certain parts of their launch, and the winner always wins their new release, which I think is really awesome. But then they also have the starfish giveaway, and then they also have the starfish giveaway where they ask their customers who their favorite creators are, not just as a creator, but also people who really just bring love and positivity to the space. And then they end up choosing people for that and then do giveaways with that as well. They're just really good people and they're constantly giving back. And I really love that about Nomad. So I had to give it to them. Also, I did want to show you some of my favorites. Now, I may have more than just these as favorites, and also there is a new launch. I'm looking at it, but it won't be shown by the time this video goes up, but just know I love the looks and I'm excited for you guys to see them. But with that being said, I do have like certain brands in several categories, so I did have to like split some of my favorites up. I hope I'm making sense, but I did want to talk about some of my top favorites. The first being the New Zealand Stargazing palette. This is still one of my favorite palettes in my collection. It is so beautiful. And like, do you see those shimmers? The way they shine? I love this so much. I love the gray and the center. It really just adds so much to all of these colors. Like any color that you pair it with, I think just creates such a fun and exciting look. These are some of my favorite shimmers they've ever done, including the Royal Europe palette. I love this one so much. This shade right here just takes my breath away. But these are beautiful and I love them. But some of my other favorites, Ghost Town USA. I mean, this one is freaking iconic. Love this cool tone color story. She is very beautiful and I've had so much fun with this one. This will always be a favorite from them. The newest, well, before this one, it was the newest. The Witch City Salem, which was also such a blast. And the lenticular motion packaging on this one is really good as well. But I just love this fall meets spooky Halloween kind of color story. I think it's so beautiful. And then of course I had to mention the Haunted Europe again with the cool packaging. And we love her as well. I love how they're like split. And it's the same with the Witch City Salem as well. I think that's really cool. And of course, all of these go so well together too. Okay, so this one, number 2, is voted most improved. That one I had to give to Dee Dee's Signature because she's made such big moves with her brand. So my first palette from Dee Dee's Signature is this one, the Blooming Basket palette. And I loved the color story on the inside immediately. I had a lot of fun with the color story, the shimmers, the mattes. The mattes are like really pigmented in this palette, but they took a little more effort to blend, but still workable for me. And I love the shimmers. The looks I had so much fun with as well. But my only like gripe was I didn't care for the packaging because as you can see, it kind of looked like clip art in a way, and it just wasn't a favorite. But I loved the quality of what was inside of it so much that I looked past it, and I do feel like the outside does add some excitement to what's on the inside. But then she's amped it up even more with her Christmas launch, which was Fearless Holiday, and I love that as well. But even then, there were a few things that I still spotted, like the net weight being here on the front, which I'm just being picky, but I will say all in all, this was a lot better. And this one you had magnetic pins, and then the mattes were way easier to work with, great quality, like fantastic. The shimmers are so beautiful. And I will say she's always had a good eye for a fun color story. But then it just kept getting better and better with the drops of fantasy. We still had the net weight on this one, but the artwork on this one I felt like was significantly better. Her logo looks less blurry here. It looks really good. And the mirror with the logo on it was beautiful as well, but this is fantastic. This color story was so divine, and I loved the inside of this so much. Oh, it's one of my favorite palettes from her. But then we had the Golden Tides. This was the collaboration with Miriam Tutorials, and again, you have this holographic logo on the inside. Again, beautiful color story, great formulas in here that were easy to work with. And then you see the net weight disappear on the front. You have Dee Dee's logo here, and then Ice Cream Beauty Box. This is the lioness heart, which I love as well. And then again, the logo on the mirror, which is so beautiful. Gorgeous color story. Even the like holographic, you know, art around the pans I think is beautiful as well. And again, this is the latest, the Broken Jewels. This one steps it up even more, and I think she just did such a freaking great job all around, and the quality is there. Like, now the outside matches the inside, and I just think she has made such big moves as a brand owner, and it shows. In I really see her brand doing a lot in 2026, and I'm really freaking excited for her. I am an affiliate of Dee Dee Signature and very proud to be, because I see her doing great things. I love her launches. They make me so excited, and I'm just happy to be a part of it, but she definitely is most improved. Okay, so number 3 is voted most likely to make millions. Now, my first thought was the brand that I ended up going with, which is Glamlite. Now, they are an indie brand, but they are a large indie brand, and their IPs are truly iconic. But I did think Blend Bunny as well. I could see it happening for her too, but I ended up just going with Glamlite. I will say I do really miss Glamlite before the IPs, but I can't like deny or ignore the fact that she would be crazy not to do it, because I know that her brand has grown so tremendously since she stepped into all of these IPs. This is the Breaking Dawn Team Jacob palette. She is stunning, but I did want to pull out a few of my favorites. I love the Garfield. It's still one of my favorites. I love this color story. I think it is so beautiful. And I was so shocked when they came out with this one, because I don't know, usually they tease their launches ahead of time, and then they were just like, wait, here's this one. And I was like, okay. But I will say their horror IPs specifically, I can see them, they probably already made millions, because they've done very, very well for themselves with these, and I wouldn't be shocked if they made millions more at this point. Number 4, brand voted most likely to go viral. So for this one, I gave it to Blend Bunny, because like I said, I feel like they're making such big moves, and I like wrote this sheet out that I have here before I even knew about their newest collab. If you don't know, I'll pop it up on the screen here somewhere, but I didn't even know about this collab until way later, so I think I'm right. I mean, in all fairness, I think they've already went viral, but they will continue to grow, and it's a brand I've seen do such amazing things, and it makes me so happy for them. I have several favorites from them as well, one being the Lure. Someone just commented today on a video talking about the All Done Up palette. I want that one so bad, but I love Lure. Anything mermaidy is a favorite. I just love this so much. It's so beautiful. They do some of the best palettes. This is one of my favorite collabs from them. I did not get the last Alice Atlantis collab though, because it was so big and I was so broke, so I had to skip on it, but I will say it's beautiful, that all shimmer palette. Those two matte palettes too, really, I think they're so gorgeous. But we have the Divination, and I love this one. This is my like one of my favorites. Like I said, I love like the contrast of these light shimmers and these dark moody mattes and the deeper shimmers. I was sold. Longing is probably still my favorite from Blend Bunny though. It's freaking beautiful, and I went on and on for so long about this one. These shimmers are 10 out of 10, so freaking amazing. But I just see them making such big moves. I mean, their new collabs with, or not collabs, but, you know, their new stuff with Jordan Liberty and all of that. I'm really happy for them. They're doing amazing things. This one is really good too. The Beauty Below. I had a blast with this palette, and she is beautiful. This is giving grunge, and it makes me happy. If you know anything about me, I do love grunge. So this brand, every time I think about them, I smile, which makes perfect sense that I voted it most likely to brighten my day. I mean, I love them with my whole heart, which is why I gave it to Artitude Cosmetics. I love them. I mean, I literally just said that, but they make me so happy. Their color stories are so beautiful. Here we have the Urban Neutrals, which is one of my favorites, and I love it. I really hope that they can start shipping to the US again soon. I will be devastated if I miss one of their launches, because they've only had one that I wasn't crazy about, which was their latest launch. The Arcania palette wasn't my favorite, but that's personal preference. But all of the others I've picked up from them, I've absolutely adored. Vintage Neutrals is one of my favorites as well. I mean, honestly, all of them are. Their shimmers, their color stories, they make me so excited. They have a beautiful matte formula as well. They're divine, and they're a favorite. And then we have the Obsession palette, which I did a look with very recently on my channel. It's a 4 looks 4 palettes type of video if you want some inspiration on that one. But I love them. They always bring a smile to my face every time I don't even have to use them. Just looking at them, swatching them brings me so much joy. I just can't even explain it. Okay, so this category is one of my favorites. So this is brand voted biggest drama queen, and I gave it to Bella Beauty Bar. I love them, and one of the things I love about them is not only do they bring the drama with their mattes, but they bring it with their shimmers too, and they do some of my favorite dark shimmers of all time. I love them so much. They are one of my top favorite brands of all time. So I brought out some of my favorites. One being the Basic Witch, which was my favorite, my first palette from them. And this isn't as dramatic as the other ones I have, but you do get some depth in this palette, and you can truly bring on the drama. This one doesn't have those deeper shimmers either, but this is what started my love for this brand, and I didn't know like how much I was just truly gonna fall so in love with them. I just, some of the best shimmers too, you guys. They're just so freaking amazing. I cannot wait to see their spooky launch. I'm so excited. But then we have the recently de-influenced, which I talk about very often. Again, you have the drama with these deeper shades down here, and again with the shimmers. I love it. I love the added grunge in this palette, but then you also have the contrast of these very bright shades in here as well, and I love looks like that. I feel like I'm giving that kind of today. You have the drama, but the contrast, and this brand just brings it every time. They make me so happy. They can do a deep shimmer like nobody's business. I talk about it all the time, so you guys are probably like, I know, girl, but I have to go on and on. And then we have the Strange and Unusual, which is another fantastic palette. I remember when this one launched, but at the time I couldn't get it, so I had to skip on it. And I was able to pick it up, I think, last year. And I was ecstatic and so excited because I've been drawn to this palette since they first launched it. That shade is so freaking gorgeous. I love how grungy this one is as well, but it's so like bright and beautiful with these tones up here, but then also dark and swampy and just so fun and exciting. And then we have Vamp, which was also made for the drama. I'm always drawn to these dark shimmers. I love these ones that they do that are like really dark with the gorgeous like reflex in them like that. These two together on the lid are so stunning. I love them. This palette is freaking fantastic. But you guys know this is the one I've talked about to death and it's still a favorite. I've literally talked about it in probably every ranking and everything that I've done this year, so I'm not going to go on and on about it too much. But again, with those deep dark shimmers, and this one is just giving you the darkness, and this is why, well, this and all of the other ones are why I'm so excited for their spooky launch. They just do such a fantastic job, so it just made perfect sense that they were voted the biggest drama queen, because they always serve me dramatic looks. So if you're familiar with my rankings and my videos, then you already know the answer to this next one, which is voted Queen of the 9-pan. And for that one, I gave it to Fantasy Cosmetica. I mean, this brand, okay, just know, I love a palette that has 12 or more shades. I typically do not care for a 9-pan palette, but this brand does a 9-pan better than anyone I've ever seen, and they make a 9-pan so much more fun and interesting to where you could get so many different looks out of it. Like, they're really good at creating smaller color stories that just give you such a wide range of different looks, and I love them so much. So of course I had to give it to them. I've said it so many times that I thought they were literally the queen of the 9-pan, but some of my favorites are one of their newer ones, which is the Ranger. I'm also excited for their spooky launch because the Harvest of Souls was one of my faves. But I love this one so much. The looks I created with this one, I felt like were so fun, and I just feel so inspired by what they put out. Their artwork as well, I do feel like I draw a lot of inspiration for like pairing colors together with those, and I just think they're so fantastic. The Druid is an icon. Like, she is beautiful. I love this. But there are so many good ones. The Monk, this one is beautiful. Like, this one is almost neutral, but in a way that I love and could still create fun and exciting looks for me as a colorful lover. And, oh, Rogue. Like, look at this. It's so beautiful. And then you open it and it just keeps getting better and better. So my first palette from them was actually this one, the Wizard palette, and I went crazy over this and ended up getting all of their palettes. I had so much fun with this color story. Even though it's blue and yellow, essentially, you do have this indigo shade down here as well, but there's so many different things that you can do with this color story, and I proved it in my video, and I loved it. That rainbow shade right here, that holographic shine in there is so stunning. But they're one of my favorites as well, and I just think they do such a fantastic job on their color stories. Not even just that, but they also have like fantastic quality, and they deserve like all the recognition in the world. And I love that all their palettes are the same size, at least almost all of them. At number 8, we have voted Queen of the Grunge. And obviously, I had to give this one to Unearthly Cosmetics because they really are the queen of grunge. I love them so much. Everything about them just makes me so happy. But my favorite color stories to work with are typically more like fall color stories. I love grungy palettes, and Unearthly just always hits the mark. So I had to bring out some of my favorites. So, of course, Not Normal is still one of my favorite palettes in my whole entire collection. And this is the epitome of grunge, and I love it with my whole entire heart. I love the murky tones, the muted color story. It's just so beautiful. The Just a Taste. It's beautiful. And again, we have the muted tones, the murky color story. It's so fun. I love that she added the bright pop of color in here as well. It's just so fun. I have so many favorites from this brand. Fall Magic has been a favorite for so long. And the mustard shades in this chartreuse. But I love like this dirty like mustard shade. It's so beautiful, and this one's not as grungy, but it's grungy enough. We have light grunge, and speaking of light grunge, the Sorcerer's Smoke is giving light grunge as well, again with the mustard shade and the murky tones, and then you have these more muted neutrals. It's so stunning. They make me so happy. Honestly, this could have been in the category of the brand that like is most likely to brighten your day as well. Very Frolic is such a good one. I would love to see her remaster this one too, but this one is so grungy and it's giving fall, but in such a beautiful way and done a little differently, and I love it so much. And this is my newest Unearthly palette, at least as I'm filming this. I actually have a new one coming to me on Monday, and I'm so excited, but I love this one so much. The shimmers are so breathtaking and beautiful. I love this color story. The bright pop of mint is everything. I'm really into this chartreuse shade, the mustard again, and the muted greens. It's freaking fantastic. And then we have a throwback to an older palette, The Warms My Blood. This was sent to me by a subscriber, and I love you so much for sending this to me because I wanted this one so bad because I had the original 3 that launched alongside this, but I did not have this one. And since I've gotten it in my hands, I've loved playing with it. It is so beautiful and so exciting. I love it so much. I love this shimmer formula. Like, it's so reflective and perfect and shiny, but yet we still have grunge, but done in a different way almost. But you still get like that mustardy grunge too, with like the gold and then the shade down here, and then even the neutrals kind of have a grunge twist to them as well. This is just such a fantastic palette. So happy to have it back. I would love to see her be able to remaster all of those palettes, actually. That way she could bring them back. I know the reason she couldn't restock them was because of copyright infringement based on like the movies and stuff. But I would love to see her be able to bring them back because they're truly just freaking perfect and I love them. Okay, so number 9 is actually voted Class Clown, and it's kind of a play off of like the yearbook, you know, but in this instance, I wanted this to be like the brand that does the best rainbow palettes, and I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna agree when I say Blend Bunny Cosmetics. She's the queen of rainbow palettes. Honestly, some of the best and most iconic rainbow palettes in my collection. Now, one of my favorite rainbow palettes in my collection at this moment is the Dewdrops from, not Dewdrops, Drops of Fantasy from Dee Dee's Signature. I love that palette, specifically because of the undertones. But that's the thing I really love about Blend Bunny's rainbow palettes as well. They're never giving like straight rainbow. For instance, we have the Makina palette. I don't know if you can still get this one. I'm pretty sure she discontinued it. But this is beautiful, and I love the color story of this. Like these greens, for example, again, the murky tones, I love them. But the undertones she paired with like this more like tomato red. It's like a tomato soup kind of red, and I love that. And then you have like this bright vivid red, and then this darker deeper red. I just think this is beautiful, and she did a great job on it. And honestly, it gets better and better. We have the Surge as well, which is more like dark meets very light, and then you also have the pastels as well. I do think she's gotten better since this one. Again, we have Primal, which is an iconic palette. Love the big pan of white and the big black in here. This is your more like traditional type of rainbow palette, but I love that she does the dark row, the medium row, and then the pastels. I think that's brilliant, honestly. And then Little Miss She Never Misses with the Donnie Darkowitz. And this one is beautiful too. This one is giving kind of traditional rainbow too, but it's still done in a very beautiful way. And then this is one of the best rainbow palettes, the Ellis Atlantis. This is the volume 1. And the undertones in this one are really special. That top row gets me every single time. I mean, it's only fair that they get the class clown vote, because they really can do a rainbow palette and it be just so much more and so much more exciting than a traditional rainbow palette. I love them. Okay, so for the next one, I kind of gave it to 3 different brands because I could not narrow it down, but I do have a favorite of the 3, and I do want to explain why. So it's voted most coordinated. So the 3 brands I wanted to talk about, I'll talk about my least favorite ones first and explain why. And then I'll show you my favorite and then tell you why they're my favorite. So first, I did want to talk about Simply Posh. Now, this is a really cool indie brand as well. And just because they're my least favorite when it comes to coordination does not mean I do not love them, because I do. So my first palette from them was the Aurora Lights. And the thing about it that I feel like makes it very coordinated and very easy for people to use is the fact that all you have to do is follow the row and you have a look. So it's very easy to use, and same goes for all of their palettes. The Cozy Cabin, they do have 2 newer palettes that I do not have, so I can't show you those ones, but the cherry one is really beautiful. Citrus Punch is probably my favorite out of all of them. I love this color story so very much. Such a good summer palette. And again, same with all of their palettes. You just follow the row if that's what you're into. And then we have the Coastal palette. So really gorgeous beachy themed palette. Same concept. And then again, I brought out the Blend Bunny palettes because same thing as Simply Posh. You just follow the rows and you have a whole eye look. There's really, if you're someone who maybe you don't have time to spend on thinking about it and you want all the guesswork to be out of it, brands who set up their palettes like this can make it really effortless for you. And in that aspect, it can be nice. And I can understand why people might be drawn to that. Totally understand. I love this one. This one, I know one of them she did jumble up. I think it's, I can't remember. It's one I don't have. Sickly Sweet, I'm thinking. But now that I've showed you them, so the thing that I know people love about these palettes are actually the thing that I don't like about them. I don't like that they're laid out that way. So for me, YouTube is my full-time job. So I am fortunate to where I don't have to go to work. I don't have any small children. We have our niece that just moved in with us and her boyfriend, but outside of that, we don't have like small children or anything like that in our home. So like my time is my time. So I have all the time in the world where I can sit up here and just create a look, and I don't feel inspired when I look at a palette like this. I like my shades to be jumbled up more so than this, and I feel like when a color story is laid out, it takes too much of the work out of it, and it almost hinders my ability to be able to create really fun looks or like really exciting looks with fun color combos that you might necessarily not think of pairing together. Like for instance, this eye look is like a mustard yellow and a chartreuse green with a bright red and a deep red and a black. And it's not a color story you would ever think to pair together. And I love it so much. And I don't think you can get that out of something like this. At least I can't, because all I can see is the rose and what it's supposed to be, if that makes sense. And it's the same for Blend Bunny. So those aren't palettes that I like to reach for more so than others, but I also know that that makes me maybe different than most at the same time. So my favorite brand when it comes to a coordinated palette is actually Unearthly Cosmetics, because they lay their palettes out in a different way where you can still follow that same rule, but the looks aren't so monochromatic and it's not laid straight out like that. So in her palettes, it's the quads, and you guys have probably heard me talk about this before, but if you follow the quads, you can get some really stunning looks out of this palette. Okay, so my battery very rudely died, but what I was saying is you could do like this on the inner corner as a pop of color, this all throughout the crease with this pink on the lid. It's really beautiful. Add a little bit of this to the inner corner, maybe on the lower lash line to bring in a little more of that blue. It's going to be a stunning look, and you can follow that rule like all the way down, like do it with this row as well. That would be a stunning look. Then you have this one, which is a gorgeous look, and this one is one of my favorites, and this one. But you can follow it all the way down, and not only does it create a look that takes out the guesswork, but it also helps you create unique color stories on the eye that you might not necessarily think of creating, and they're not just going to be monochromatic. Now you could still do monochromatic looks with these palettes by just simply picking out the palettes, the colors, but I just feel like this makes it so much more interesting and so much more fun, which is why I personally do prefer Unearthly Cosmetics. And again, you have the same exact thing here, especially with these bigger palettes that she creates, but her 12 pans are like that as well, and I really do appreciate it. I think it makes her brand that much more fun. I love just getting one of these palettes in and just looking at the color story in that way and just thinking, what could I do with this? And on days when maybe I don't feel like or have the time to sit down and really think about a look, that's such an easy way to create something so fun and beautiful. This one is so pretty as well, but I love them for that. So while I do give it to all three of these brands, and I did want to mention other things that you might feel are very well coordinated as well, I still have to give it to Unearthly because they're my favorite for those exact reasons, and I love them. Okay, so the next category I also gave to three different brands because it kind of applies. So this one is voted most used. And these three brands are the ones that I reach for the most because they excite me. I love the shimmer formula. That's always a big sell for me. And the different types of shimmer formulas. I love their matte formulas, their color stories, the layouts, the themes, just all around they are favorites. So first, let's go ahead and talk about Unearthly since we already mentioned them. Now, I did pull out like three of my older favorites from them. That way we wouldn't talk about so many repeats. But first, I did want to mention Devour. And I love this one so much. She is beautiful and fun, and she speaks for herself. These like iridescent shades are so stunning on the face and on the eye, and I love it. Like these palettes, this palette is one of my most used. I went crazy over this, and same with Dreamer. It's so beautiful. I love her so much. These palettes have had a lot of love, and for good reason. This is a really beautiful, like indie, almost neutral palette, but there's a kind of a twist of color in here as well. But it's done in a way where I feel excited to have it and to use it. It's a favorite. But Don't Be Jelly is such a favorite. I love this one. So this one I actually bought a lot later than launch. I think I got this last summer, but I've used it quite a bit. But this one is just such a favorite. It has been since the moment I got it. I love that you can follow along the quads on this one as well. Maybe not so much this quad, but you still get the point. It's really beautiful. I mean, you could if you like a lot of shimmers, but I like equal shimmer to mattes in my eye looks, but I love this one. She is beautiful. I love the theming of it and everything, but I also had to give it to Bella Beauty Bar. And this is a palette that I fell so in love with. Again, when I mentioned earlier about those dark shimmers, this one has some of my favorites too. The Dead Roses. I love this shade so much. And these ones, oh, this palette is one of those that's like so much more than meets the eye. It's so stunning, and it's one of my favorite Valentine's Day launches I've ever gotten my hands on, and one of my most used palettes. I just think she is so extraordinary. I mean, look at those. This is also one of my most used palettes in my collection, The Secret Garden. I still love this one so much. I've cleaned this palette and taken all these shades out many, many times, and she always winds up like this because I cannot keep my fingers out of these shimmers. They're so good. And you can tell, like, Oasis is my favorite shade in this palette, probably. I really love this one too, but this one is stunning and I love her. But I also wanted to talk about another brand that I have fallen so in love with in the last year especially, but let's talk about Diverune Cosmetics. I love them. They're beautiful. I love their shimmer formula so freaking much. So first, the Dewdrops palettes. These are incredible. Love these so much. I'm not even someone who really gravitates towards a lot of all shimmer palettes, but these are very, very unique, very special. That would have been really pretty today, but I love these with my whole entire heart. And I love their highlighters too. Seeing this one made me think of their highlighters. And you could see this one is very well loved as well. And it's not even been that long since I cleaned this one, but I just cannot get enough of them. They're amazing. Look at that. Like, how do you not want that all over your face? And then these two. These were like my second launch I picked up from them. And I love them. The Warlock of the Wood, which is beautiful. And then we have the Witch of the Wildflower. I'm excited to see what their launch is going to be too. And as you see, that center shade has gotten tons of love. These palettes are gorgeous. And then we have the Smitten, which was their Valentine's Day launch. Might help if I actually show it to you in the right direction. And these shimmers are gorgeous too. But my new favorite from them, and probably one of my top 10 favorites of the year, is their newest collab with Andromeda. I love this one so much. They did such a great job on this collab. I love the artwork. The color story is freaking amazing. I love this. The shimmers are so incredible. The highlight is so good too. So is the wet liner. I love the whole thing. Like, they just nailed it. Okay, so number 12 is voted most inspiring. And I feel like I'm talking about the same things over and over, but the reason I gave it again to Unearthly Cosmetics and Bella Beauty Bar is because they inspire me the most. One of the things about Bella Beauty Bar I find a lot of inspiration from, outside of the concepts and the color stories in general, are their shimmers, their multi-chromes specifically. I love looking at them and finding ways to really just make these colors pop. I love like looking at the shifts and trying to find the different colors in that shift within the mattes of these palettes, and then trying to figure out a way to pair them all together. That to me is so exciting, and that's why I wanted to mention Bella Beauty Bar again. And the same with Unearthly. I love like their funky artwork and their grungy color stories. And this has their older shimmer formula in it. But I love looking at their palettes, specifically like Don't Be Jelly. And again, swatching this shimmer and seeing the colors in this shade right here, I just think it's so beautiful. It's just truly so like one of a kind. Honestly, you could do these two because those are both in that shade. You could do the green with the blue, would be beautiful as well. But I really love the green and the red together with that shade. I think that is really pretty, like the green in the inner corner, red on the out. You could deepen up with that shade Sea Urchin, and that's beautiful. So that's like one of the ways I do like to come up with fun looks. That, or I just pair colors together that I've like found recently, and within like creating other looks in the past. Like, I do have favorite combos for sure, but these two brands just really just captivate me and inspire me. But honestly, there were a lot of brands I could have put in this category, but I did want to narrow it down and not put several brands in every category, or we'd be here for 50 years. And I already am going to have so much fun tomorrow trying to put all of these palettes up tomorrow. But you know what I like to say, that's tomorrow's problem. Okay, so number 13 is Most Creative Concepts. And again, I gave that one to Unearthly Cosmetics alone because I love it. I know it's not for everyone. Some people don't like the spooky witchy theme, but I love it. I think it's so fun, but they don't always like lean that in that direction. Again, you have the Don't Be Jelly. And then the Dreamer. Their artwork is so fun and I love it so much. And then Devour with the Venus Flytrap. I love it. Sorcerer's Smoke. It's so beautiful. Fall Magic. Again, upside down. The Just a Taste. This was a Christmas palette, but I love it. And then we have Gargoyle, Not Normal, Spring Magic. There's the Lure. They made a whole palette based on an orange and called it the Daily Grind. I mean, it's like she pulls them out of a hat and creates such fun palettes, and I love them so much. I truly think she comes up with the most unique concept. While IPs are expensive, I feel like you have to be more creative to create something that's your own, and I can respect that. I love a good IP, don't get me wrong, but I love something that's its own thing, you know what I mean? And she creates Icon all on her own. Honestly, this brand could have been in that category as well, and as well as the shimmer category too, but as I said, I did try to narrow it down as much as I could. But number 14 is voted best matte formula. And for this one, I did give to Gourmand Girls, because Gourmand Girls has such an easy, effortless matte formula. They almost blend themselves. It's truly incredible, but she has some really fun palettes, some of my favorite palettes, and I did want to show you some. You all know Peach Perfect is one of my favorite palettes of all time, and this is one of those very unique color stories that I love so much. It's so inspiring, so fantastic, and I love her. She will go down in my Hall of Fame. I love this one with my whole heart. And then we have the Mocha Moment, which I did vote as my favorite neutral palette in my collection. I mean, it's neutral with a twist, but it's done in a way that, man, I love. And I think it's beautiful. The shimmers in here are so good. And then we have the Call of the Sirens. I do have Pan in this shade. It's one of my most used palettes as well. I just love these. Trapped is my newest baby from her. And this one is so delicious. Someone actually recently said Coalescence was very similar to this palette, and I have to disagree. Like, you might be able to get similar vibes, but they are very different palettes. But I did want to mention that in case you were wondering as well. My camera keeps focusing on the leaves behind me. I don't know why. But then we have these three iconic palettes that everyone knows about, which are the Nightshade. And she also has very creative color stories that I love. And then we have Haunted, Spooked, oh, and Frozen Kiss. Oh, this one was so good as well. I lost my mind over this one, but I specifically brought them out for the matte formulas, but they are fantastic, and I love these 14 pan palettes so much. But I will say, like, this one is still like one of my favorites. I don't know if it is my favorite still, because there's so many good ones, but still one of my favorites. I love her. Okay, so for voted best shimmer formula, I gave it to two brands. The first one being Bella Beauty Bar, which I'm not going to bring those palettes out again. I've already talked about them enough to where you probably have the palettes memorized at this point. But the other brand I did want to mention is Adept Cosmetics. And for this one, I brought out 3 of my newest palettes from them. One being the Minka palette, which I love. Their shimmers are so good. I did want to bring out palettes they still have in stock, and that weren't discontinued. So these are the ones I decided to bring out. But their shimmers are so delicious. They do a lot of different formulas, like really beautiful high shine metallics, like this gorgeous metallic up here, but they also have duos, multis, some of the best hollows in my collection. But I also wanted to mention the Emo palette. Again, the shade MC1. Oh, it's so good in this one. The hollows, they get me every time. I didn't swatch Linda from Minka. All hollows, but my newest one, I love this one. It's the EBES palette, and she is beautiful. I've been so in love with this shade. It actually kind of inspired today's look and would be so pretty, but they weren't the winner, so I couldn't use it. Spoiler alert. But I love these, and they hands down have one of my favorite shimmer formulas of all time. And I mean, they speak for themselves. I love a hollow. I have a whole video on my favorite hollows in my collection called You Had Me From Hollow, which I thought was hilarious, but I did come up with it myself, so I could be biased. Number 16, voted best packaging. This was so easy, like so easy. So this one went to Nomad Cosmetics. How could it not? Because they have some of the best packaging that I've ever seen. Wait till you see their new palette. I oohed and awed over that so hard. For good reason. It's so freaking beautiful. I am so excited. Not just even the packaging, but the pan embossings and everything. They're iconic, but I did bring out 3 other palettes besides the ones I mentioned earlier with the really cool lenticular motion packaging, which I thought was awesome. But this is so cool the way it looks. This is the Royal Europe palette, which is beautiful, like I said, and the pan embossings are beautiful, but the pan embossings on the new palette are, I'm not even kidding, they are literal works of art. I have never seen such detail. It's incredible. And then we have the Chicago Speakeasy, which has that like velvet touch, and then the gold, like, whatever that is, I don't know what to call it, but it's so beautiful and it's so giving this era, and I love it so much. This is fantastic. Then we have the Fiji 5 Lakes, which is literally a painted canvas, and this is so beautiful. This is literally a work of art. It's all like painted canvas back here as well. Even this looks like a painted canvas. I have never seen anything so freaking gorgeous in my life. Like, I love this. They have, hands down, the best packaging with the most detail I have ever seen. They win. Like, they're so good. And at number 17, we have voted the best Shimmer Singles. And those go to Diver & Cosmetics because they have the best singles I've ever put my hands into in my life. I love them. They're so beautiful and captivating and fun. I have several of them. I don't have them all. I have 13 of them. I do want to get them all, like, soon, because they are my favorite. So this is the shade Necromancy, and I love it so much. It's so pretty. Look at that. Literally the best singles I have ever laid my eyes on. Some of the best shimmers. I can imagine that is the best part of owning your own makeup brand, as being able to create the most fun shimmer shades. This one is beautiful too. It goes from like this really gorgeous muted purple to this stunning green, but when you look at it, it's almost like a green with a brown base, but you can still see that purple. It's so pretty. I love it so much. Stray Cat is still one of my favorites. Oh, look at it. It has pan. But they're so fun, you guys. I have so many. I have a whole video swatching these. If you are interested in seeing swatches of all of them, I will link it down below. It's in another one of my Best of Beauty videos or Best of Indie videos. And I'll have it in that playlist as well. But these are fantastic. Every time they have a launch, I really try to pick up their singles because they're just next level. And they've already shown the single components for their next spooky launch. And I'm excited. I cannot wait to see what it is. So now I have tallied all of these up and the votes are in. I have 5 places and we are going to start at number 5. So coming in at number 5 is Nomad Cosmetics. Do you think you know what my top 3 are? Let me know if you guessed any of them down below. But coming in at number 4 is Divrune Cosmetics, and that is a brand I can see coming up that list really fast. Coming in at number 3 is Blend Bunny Cosmetics. And now for my top 2. My top 2 favorite brands of all time, and they win the Best of Beauty Indie Awards, and I'm excited. So number 2, I have to give it to Bella Beauty Bar. They are one of my favorite brands of all time, and for good reason. I mean, I think you know all of the reasons why I love them so much. You're probably annoyed with them at this point, but coming in at number 1, obviously, is Unearthly Cosmetics. They've literally had my heart from the first moment I tried them, and there's been no looking back. I love them. They're so fantastic, and I do have on almost a full face of Unearthly, at least color cosmetics wise, and I love it. I love it so much. I had so much fun creating this look today, but I always find so much excitement and joy, and just I get lost in their releases, trying them and creating with them. I did today, and honestly, I really needed it. So it's always welcome, and I get excited to see every time what they're going to come out with next. They never disappoint. But let me show you what is on my face, at least the eyes. So this is actually a very odd combo, but I started out with actually this one, the Shadow Sculpt palette. In my inner corner is the shade Sunrot, which I love so much. It's this shade right here. And then in the very like crease part, I added a little bit of this green. And then in the outer part, I used Warms My Blood. And I used the shade Drink first. That's like the main shade. And then I deepened up with this shade. Then deepened up with the black in true Heather fashion. No one's surprised. Then on the lid, I used my All I Ever Wanted All Shimmer palette. And this is one of the best red shimmers ever. I love her. So pigmented. That's one swatch, like one swipe swatch. And then on this part was the best combo. Like, this color actually is what made me want to do this whole crease. It inspired this whole entire eye look, but it is this shade here, Toxic Dew, and she is freaking stunning. Do you see like it has that chartreuse, but it also has like this really fiery flip that really ties into that red in such a beautiful way. I was like, that has to happen. So one shade inspired this whole entire look, and that is why they also are like one of my most inspiring brands, and I love them with my whole entire heart. But this was such a fun video. I might do this every year and we'll see like what changes. That could be really fun. But you guys are gonna have to let me know your thoughts on this down below. At the end of the day, your thoughts are what matter most. If you guys like the video, then maybe I will do it every year. But if not, then probably not. But let me know what you think of it down below. Let me know your answers to these questions as well. This was truly so much fun for me, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Don't forget about the playlist I'll have linked in the description box, and I'll go ahead and add it to the end of the video. That way you guys can find it there as well. And also, I will not have room to link all of these palettes, so I will link all of the corresponding brands and the questions down below in case you want to shop the brands, if you guys are interested in anything we talked about. But at the end of the day, this video is meant to give you some inspiration for what you already have in your collection. But at the same time, indie brands are struggling. So if you decide to purchase, shop small. Help them out. But thank you guys so much for being here. It really does mean so much to me, and I appreciate it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Hype it. I mean, that's a new thing going on with YouTube, and it seems to be helping. So to those of you who have been hyping my video, thank you. I really do appreciate it. But until next time, bye.